Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship score predictions for round 45. And you thought the decisive manoeuvres in the table were made by Leeds and Burnley over the Easter weekend. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were made by Sam, who actually won both rounds to make the overtake on me. I'd gone 19-18 up. So now with 2 rounds to go, Sam, you lead 20-19. You had a really good round 43. You won 14-7 with 3 bob-ons in there. Bit closer in round 44. You won 7-5, which is a bit of a classic scoring I've noticed in our predictions. And I think it was a 2-1 win for Hull against Swansea that swung it for you. You got them there Tigers to thank. In the aggregate, you lead by 13. So that's probably done and dusted. But Sam, we go into the last 2 rounds. 20 to you, 19 to me.
Oh, mate, I'll give you an opportunity via the playoffs to claw
Keep
some
it
points
going,
back.
yeah?
No problem at all, mate. Yeah, no problem at all. No, Friday's a bit of a distant memory. I think I got Watford 1, Burnley 2 because I covered that game. So I think I was a bit smug when the final whistle went there. And yeah, got a few results the other day. Not bang on, but got a few results as well. So I was confident coming into this morning's meeting that you would be posing an inferior position to that of mine.
There we go. Just look at the humility when I lose. Let's hope it's reciprocated if I can make the comeback in the last 2 weeks, Mr. Parkin. Get involved in the comments, you lot. Play along. It's damn good fun if you don't take it too seriously. And the beach is open now. Get your flip-flops now. There's going to be bonus points and high-scoring matches ahoy in rounds 45 and 46 with a fair number of teams now confirmed not to be either getting in the playoffs or going down from the division. Give yourself 1 point for a correct outcome, home away or draw, 3 points for a correct score, bob on, and 4 points. I might play for a few, Sam, if your predicted scoreline has 5 or more goals. It's Stoke versus Sheffield United to start us off. And this is where it gets difficult because you don't quite know, are Sheffield United just going to play the reserves now for the remaining 2 games, knowing they are guaranteed to finish third?
Quite possibly, yeah. I'll come onto a narrative later for Sunderland, but yeah, you don't know what they're going to do. I would imagine it will be an opportunity to play some players, to give some minutes to some fringe players. And for that reason, I'll go for Stoke to get themselves safe fully in this game and afford probably an off day at Derby. That's the way I'm building it. I'll go for 1-0 Stoke, which has probably been my answer for every home game they've played in the last 3 years.
That's excellent. I'm going to double you up, which hasn't worked well for me over the last 2 rounds, has it? But I can see Sheffield United calming down, getting set for the playoffs. Like you say, I'd imagine a few players who are guaranteed to be starting playoff leg 1, which would be against Coventry as things stand, not featuring in this game and having a bit of a rest as they recollect themselves. So I can see the Stoke win too. I'm going to take 3-1. I've got no idea why I've got Stoke scoring 3 against a very good defensive Sheffield United, but we can't judge them in these final 2 games as we have over the rest of the season. Oh, it's Luton versus Coventry. Are Luton going to get a 3rd straight win? They blooming well need to. This is a replay of the playoff final as well. And Luton would very much like to knock Coventry out of the playoffs. Coventry would very much like to relegate Luton after what went on in that particular sudden death penalty shootout. I don't think Coventry are going to win, Sam, but I haven't got the balls to go all in on Luton doing it. 2-2.
Okay, I think that this could be 2-1 a home win, 2-1 an away win. And I've already discussed this game elsewhere this morning. So I'm going to...
Hedge your bets. It's the right thing to do. Go on.
2-1 Hatters.
Wow. So that would be a triple win and take Luton to 49 points going into the final game. QPR versus Burnley. Sam, I always forecast a team that's been promoted to lose after they've been promoted at some point. Will that happen to Burnley at QPR? They're 30 unbeaten. 31 maybe? I can't remember. Can't even
Yeah, I
add it
think you
up.
have to factor that in. You have to factor that QPR don't look like beating anyone at the moment. My brother was there at the weekend and I said, what were you expecting when he texted me and said how dreadful it was? I said, it's Swansea, have won 4 on the spin. There's nothing to play for. Swansea are going to win that game. As it transpired. I think Burnley win here. I think that's the safer of the two. 3 options available. I'll go 3-1 Burnley.
Okay. Yeah, I think the undefeated streak means a lot to them and the clean sheets do as well. So I will go for a classic clean sheet win then. I'll go for the same margin of victory as you, Sam. I'll go Rangers 0, Burnley 2. And amazingly, it's Blackburn Watford. Blackburn, after looking like they were going to finish about 14th at one point, have got 10 points in 4, 3 straight wins, and are not out of the playoff race. And I don't like Watford to end this season. They're 3 defeats on the bounce, 4 in 5. I'm going to back Blackburn to win again. I think Big Val's got them on a bit of a roll. Heavy win against Millwall in round 43 as well. Let's go both teams to score. 2-1 Rovers.
Yeah, well, I haven't got it in front of me, but Watford are in really poor form, and that's over a long period of time as well. Despite that, I thought they were really bright on Friday against Burnley, and I think there's optimism for the supporters ahead of next year if they can get the signings right and they stick with Tom Cleverley. I like the way that his team plays. I'm kind of on the fence here because it would be quite Blackburn, wouldn't it, to give everyone this kind of false hope that they've turned
And
the
then
corner
lose.
and they're just going to miss out on the playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if Watford go there without any pressure and win. But I'm going to go for Blackburn here on form. I'll go for Blackburn 2-0.
Cardiff versus West Brom. Cardiff have to win this one. Potentially they are relegated if they do not.
Yeah, well, they nearly got the 1-0 the other day, and I like the 1-0 here. West Brom struggling for goals to take it to the last game, even if it's not going to end in survival. I'll take Cardiff to win this 1-0.
So for our narrative, I love that. However, I have thought Cardiff are going to do a home win in this run, and they keep having unhelpful draws, Sam. So I'm going to predict the most unhelpful of unhelpful draws, which may, if they end round 45 with 44 points, relegate them. I'm going to go 1-1, and maybe Cardiff are going to be throwing the kitchen sink at it at the end, and they're just not going to be able to get that goal. My God, why do I have to go first on this one? Hull versus Derby. My God. So if Hull win, they're pretty much safe, aren't they? Derby probably need the win. We've both backed Luton to get something. Oh, this is a hard one to call, Sam. This is really, really hard. I don't want to sit on the fence and go for a draw. I want to go for a decisive result. I've had more success focusing on Derby wins here. And as much as I like Sellers, I fancy Eustace against anyone at the moment. So I'm going to back Derby. Hull 0, Derby 1.
Yeah, I've got similar to you. I've got a 2-0 Derby win. I'm just going to build the story that Hull are going to go and win at Pompey, and Derby didn't get the job done against Luton. Obviously, won handsomely at West Brom. I'm going to go for them to win with a bit of distance as well. 2-0.
Middlesbrough versus managerless Norwich.
Oh, who knows? Who knows here? I can't see Norwich winning, probably. I think there'll be goals. I think it'll be a scoring draw or Borough will nick it. I'll go for a 2-2.
Yeah, it stinks of goals, doesn't it? Even if this wasn't in round 45, I think we'd be forecasting goals in this one. Do Norwich get a no manager bounce? I'm not sure they do. I'm going to go 3-1 home win. Borough to win 3-1, which would take them to 66 going into the final round. It might do if they get a favour from Luton against Coventry. We shall see. The other team interested in this will be Millwall, who, despite that thumping at Blackburn, are still in it. They play Swansea, who are winning games left and right at the moment. Sorry, I think I said you got it right with Hull versus Swansea. I must have meant somebody else. Hull versus Preston. So for the people who've corrected me on that in the comments, I've just recorrected that 10 minutes after saying it. Well, for a bit of fun and a fun last day, I've got to back the Millwall win here, haven't I? Which brings the Swansea brilliant run to... Can you imagine if Swansea win this and go into the final day actually with a chance to get in the playoffs? It'd be utterly, utterly ridiculous. But mathematically, it is possible. But I'm going to go for Millwall to win at home here, Sam. 2-1.
Yeah, it's difficult to separate them because I don't think either of them are obviously going to make it. I'm going to play a 1-1 here, maybe just a late goal, one team kind of elated, turn to the reality that it's not quite going to be their year. So maybe a late goal to make it 1-1.
I think you've set Oxford Sunderland up as story time with Sam. Am I right?
No, not really, because I'm going to
Mate,
contradict
I was
myself a
excited
little
by
bit.
it.
No, I fancy Oxford in this one, just in keeping with Sunderland's recent results. But I think that I was chatting about this again on different podcasts this morning, that Regis Lebris is going to have to get a tune out of his team at some point, and he's going to want a little bit of rhythm going into the playoffs. And also, it may be the moment where he plays akin to what his first leg team is going to be in the playoffs, and maybe rest a few final day. So they may be stronger, but I'm going to contradict myself by going for an Oxford win, and I'll go for an Oxford win by a little bit of comfort as well, 2-0. When was the last time they got 2?
I don't know.
Probably the week before, but you catch my drift, yeah.
Yeah, probably in that winning streak when Rowett first took over. I can see Oxford drawing their way to safety here. I'm either going to go 1-1 or 0-0. Is it ridiculous to call a 0-0 in round 45? I don't think it is, Sam. And no one's had one yet, so I'm going to have one. Oxford 0, Sunderland 0, which would stop the Sunderland 3-game losing streak, would take Oxford to 50 points. Surely they're there, but hey, we've seen what ridiculous antics happen at the bottom in this past round. Here we go then. Preston versus Plymouth. It would be carnage if Plymouth went to Preston and won. I don't think they're going to. I think Preston are now going to have had the fear of God up them, and it's very much going to be, right, win this game, and there's going to be no ridiculous relegation out of nowhere, or at least going into the last day and having problems. Plymouth are bad away from home, so I'm going to go... I think it might get loose at the end because Plymouth have to try and win. So I think there might be goals, Sam. I'll go 3-1 Preston.
Yeah, I was going to have a draw here, but I just think that it may be, two teams opening up. I'm going to go for more away day misery for Argyle. I'm going to go for a late Preston winner to seal both teams' fate positively and negatively. 2-1 Preston North End.
Wednesday versus Pompey. Both sides will be in the Championship next season.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity to play some younger players, what have you. I'll just go for Sheffield Wednesday on the back of a good victory over Middlesbrough. Oh, and pressure off of Pompey. I'll go for a 3-2. There we go. Bonus point. 3-2 Wednesday.
And I'm not copying, I promise. I have got 4-2 Sheffield Wednesday because we've got to throw in a crazy one at some point here. And I think both sides on the beach, if your definition of on the beach is you're not getting promoted, you're not getting relegated. Pompey had a blooming 5-3, so we know that they're going to be good fun potentially as the season winds down. Wednesday haven't been great at home, but maybe this is the one with Pompey having just got themselves safe. So I'll go for a 4-2. Leeds versus Bristol City. This is an interesting one because it's on a Monday night, and I suppose the entire context of this game is set by what Burnley do, isn't it? Because if Burnley go ahead and win, then we've got a proper title race. Either way, I think Leeds are going to win. And I don't think the silly season results will come to round 46. I think they're the sort of team that could relax into a nice, comfortable win here. 3-0. Leeds.
Really? No, I don't see that. I think Bristol City are, a good side. They'll be fired up. I think they'll beat Preston final day if need be to get in the playoffs. So I think they can probably, in terms of the maths, afford to lose this one. The way I see it playing out, but I see them being competitive. I'll go for a 2-1 Leeds win.
Get involved in the comments. That is your round 45 predictions. Only got one more round of this after this one to join in. I've got to say, Sam, the support has been magnificent from you guys in the comments, and the views have been fantastic. I know they always go up at the end of the season, but right through the season, we've had great support from this show, and we really, really do appreciate it. So do get involved for the penultimate time of the regular season. Give yourself 1 point for a correct outcome, home away or draw, 3 points for a correct scoreline. Give yourself a bonus point, and we've both landed on the same game, Sam. Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth, we've gone for our bonus points, and keep an eye on it this weekend. A Sam Parkin win, and he takes the trophy for the weekly. It will be all over. We think the aggregate's probably all over. Wouldn't it be fun, though, Sam, if I got the win and we went into the final day tied up on 2020, akin to what is going on in various parts of the Championship table? We will see how it pans out, and we will see you next week for more Championship check-in, previewing the final round of matches and more predictions.